Welcome. We're going to study a breathwork meditation, sometimes called Vipassana meditating, which means to focus on the passiveness of the breath. I'm also going to talk you through some variations on breathwork and talk about some of the benefits that you may gain from changing the way that you breathe in order to manage some emotions or body functions that are happening. So we're going to start off, if we can have our feet in contact with the floor, that's a preference of mine, as I think it helps us feel grounded and realise that we're still in the room when we're meditating. And we're going to start off with just breathing what's normal for us as individuals. Breathing in and breathing out at whatever speed is normal for you. When we feel comfortable with how we're breathing, just count how long it takes you to take a breath in and how long it takes to release that breath. And remember that as your normal status for breathing, because we'll come back to that at the end of the meditation. So we're going to start exploring breath work and what that means to us. And to start off with, we're just going to extend the length that we breathe in and out at. Some people find this a little difficult. Sometimes people get a little lightheaded or dizzy. If you feel uncomfortable, lightheaded or dizzy at any point in time, simply go back to that normal breath work for yourself, your standard breathing, until you feel comfortable enough to rejoin the meditation where we are. And you can dip in and out of that breath work, as it's something that doesn't always come naturally to people, and they may find that they need to expand their way into a full breathwork meditation. So we're going to start by breathing in slowly through the nose and out slowly through the nose, making it slightly longer than our normal breathing, but something that is also still comfortable for us. And whilst we're breathing in and out at a slowed rate, we're going to apply our attention to the air that we're breathing in and feel it inside the nostrils. How does the air that we breathe in feel as it enters the nostrils? What kind of temperature is that air? When it travels through the nasal passages to the back of the throat, are there any changes in the temperature of that air and our ability to feel it? And as we bring that air into the lungs, can we feel any other differences again? There's no wrong or right. There is simply observation. And then when we're breathing out, we're starting at the lungs. Can we feel when the air is leaving our lungs? Can we feel what it's like when it's in the back of the throat? And do we notice what it's like as it passes up the nasal passages and out through the nose? And we're simply going to observe. We're not going to try and imagine something different. We're not going to enforce a belief. We are just going to observe the air in and the air out and any differences that we notice. I'm going to extend that breathing just a little bit further if we can, so that it's longer and deeper. And again, just observe any differences. Note if breathing longer makes you feel uncomfortable and you want to shorten it at all. Now that we've created a cycle of observation, we're going to experiment with the breath that we're making, just so that we can note how different breath patterns are and what they might do for us. So we're going to ensure that to start with, we're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, slowly and carefully as comfortable for you as an individual. So breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. This type of breathing, in through the nose, out through the nose, at whatever pace feels good for you, is a way of balancing the body, restoring normal functions to the body, tuning out and becoming more mindful. We can continue this cycle of breathing for as long as you want. For this meditation, we're going to move on now to the second type of breathing I'd like you to experience. We're going to keep breathing slowly and carefully, but we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. When I am breathing out through the mouth, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to make a ha sound so that you can hear I'm breathing out through my mouth over the vocal cords. It isn't necessary to make that ha sound. It's necessary to make that as the air comes out over the vocal cords. So we're going to breathe in when we're ready, through the nose, out through the mouth, ha, in through the nose, out through the mouth, ha, in through the nose, out through the mouth, ha. This type of breathing is one that allows us to release negative emotions, pent up frustration, anxiety, as the or as I was ha motion is a motion of natural release. This particular type of breathing increases the levels of serotonin inside the body, so is a natural mood enhancer. Remember that if you're feeling that the breathing is too difficult or making you feel uncomfortable, go back to normal breathing for a little while and then come back when you feel up to it. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, increases our serotonin levels and helps us to relax. So it's good for dealing with high levels of stress or anger, for those moments when we might be in a situation where we feel we're going to explode or want to bite someone's head off, or that we've got to bite our lip to stop ourselves from making a comment that we might not want to make. A few deep breaths of in through the nose and out through the mouth can often help to dissipate those feelings. The next type of breathing is going to be in through the mouth and out through the mouth. I'm only going to ask you to do 3 of these breaths and then return to your normal level. The reason I'm only going to ask you to do 3 of these is because this can increase cortisol levels in the blood, which is the stress hormone. So take a few deep breaths in, 3 of them in the mouth and out of the mouth. Ha. 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 And then just return to the normal breath work while I talk through what's happening with the body when we're doing that. This rate of breath increases oxygen levels in the breath, in the body, very, very rapidly. If you do this when you're in a relaxed state and you do too much, it does make you feel dizzy, which is why I only said 3. This particular type of breathing is the wake yourself up in the morning, 3 deep breaths, get yourself going, feel a little bit alive. Or after lunch when you're feeling that slight post-lunch stupor and maybe you've got something that you really need to apply focus to, you can breathe in through the mouth and out through the mouth to feel yourself rising in energy. It increases cortisol levels slightly, which is our fight or flight hormone. So it's not a good breath pattern to use if we're feeling stressed. This is one to apply a certain amount of limited stress to the body to make us feel up and at it and ready to move. The final different breath work I'm going to get us to do is in the mouth and out the nose. And this actually makes us really quite focused because it's not natural at all for us to do this. So we breathe in through the mouth and you seal the mouth and breathe out through the nose. And again, just allow your breath work to become natural again, of whatever rate is good for you. This breathing in through the mouth, as I said, increases energy levels and oxygen levels quite rapidly. Then breathing out through the nose starts to create that balanced feeling. So that's actually quite a good one to get yourself moving into a more serene state. If you're having any kind of panic attack, where normally when we're having a panic attack we've got that mouth breathing on the go and it's very rapid, the reason why this works so well is because the first thing you're asking the person to do or yourself to do is to seal the mouth and allow the breath to come out slowly, which means your next in-breath should feel more structured. So you only need to do this cycle of breathing until you can feel your levels of anxiety dropping. So there are different types of breath work that we can do to manage different responses and situations in the body. So before we finish this meditation and exploration of breath, we're just going to focus on the in-breath and out-breath through the nose once more. and focus on returning our breath to the normal status, the one that we counted at the very beginning. And when we've finished this level and feel that the breath has returned to normal, we can actually open our eyes if they're closed, or bring our focus back into the room, away from the visual on the screen, and just notice how different our bodies feel from having experienced the different types of breath work. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much.